It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's IndyCar Night on iRacing. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back. I am Gary Gonzo, and welcome to P1's Broadcasting signature presentation of Round 10, Week 10 of Season 1 of 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series. Tuesday night top split coming to you from the final short oval of the season, the historic Phoenix Raceway. Joining me in the booth is just going to be a two-man crew today, myself and Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, welcome to Phoenix, or the improper Phoenix, as I like to call, as I will surely get the turn numbers wrong all race long, but we're expecting fast conditions out there already today, and we're turning laps in the 190s for qualifying.
Yeah, it's going to be, we're talking about, we said back race, I hope it's not going to be back race. It's coming. Maleshka is second place for him. Is it second?
Yes,
yeah,
he is provisionally second, yes.
So good for Tony Pizarro. Good lap for him. Is the poleman, I think, for 1 minute remains. So who knows? Maybe it's going to be a pack race. We see 18 seconds in each lap. And we're talking about also the condition is 84 Fahrenheit in the track, so I guess it's not going to be a factor, that thing.
There you see the weather conditions. Yeah, you're right. 82 degrees ambient, very comfortable ambient temperature. 84 degrees track temperature, not a lot of temperature there. So it is ripe for conditions for very, very close racing. Might even make things tough to pass here. We've seen that before. We'll see if possibly maybe some of these drivers start ripping the top to kind of get the momentum to get passes on people. 10 seconds left here in qualifying, and we will get to a starting lineup here momentarily.
I like it when the people all of them make the lap. It doesn't matter if it's slow or fast. Everybody make a lap qualifying today.
And we will get tonight's starting lineup in here momentarily. And here we go. On the pole, it's Tony Pizarro, and I can't think of another time where Tony's had the pole here on the top split, so this might be his first top split pole, at least broadcasted pole. So congrats to him. Right next to him is King Robert himself. Right next to him, 192.2 on the front row there. So it's Pizarro and Malechka. Then we got Pinero and Mitchell. Mitch with a good lap there, 192.2 as well. Oster and Taylor in row 3. There we go, they're loading in. Castro and Ward back on row 4. Clindy and Shadid back on row 5. Clindy's got to really work his way from the mid-pack here to get up to the lead. It's going to be very tough. I think we're going to have problems passing tonight. I really, really do. I think it's going to be tough. I could be wrong. We'll see. Back in row 6, it's Roman Zini and Collins of the plain white wrapper. Edwards and Moskowitz in row 7. Zier and Neon in row 8. Wetz and Fraporti back in row 9. And Estrada and Weedman in row 10. I think that might be the final two. Yes, it is.
Yes. So, you know, with the legacy Phoenix and the improper Phoenix we have today, it's always tough to make a pass. You only have, before the legacy, you have a turn 1 to make the pass. And here is the, I'm gonna say maybe turn, still turn 3 or 4, I think so. That's now we call it turn 1 and 2 before. Doesn't make it confused, but yeah, and it's still tough. And I think turn 1 and 2 is maybe the main pass, but be careful with the white jacker and how you make the turn.
And a very odd restart zone. We will see that here right now with the way that the pit road is here, and where the start-finish line is. Coming to the green flag for 100 laps here at Phoenix. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Green flag in the air. Pizarro not wasting any time. He gets a big jump, and it's Pinero and Malechka fighting for second right off the bat.
Oof.
Yeah.
Malechka, oof. So, whoa! He almost lost Pinheiro. He hit the wall.
The audio is pretty loud, so I'm going to double check the audio level here. We'll knock it down a couple notches. I think that it's a new set of cams that we're using. Okay.
Adriano Pinheiro is with damage. He's lost position now. He's in the. He's going to 9. He's going to 10 now.
Yeah, we've been following him back through the field as Malechka is setting a purple lap as we move forward. And watch Pizarro get out to about a second lead. It is Pizarro, Malechka, Oster, Mitchell, and Castro. And for those in chat, if the audio is a little loud, just let me know and I can adjust that. Again, we're using new cams. It looks like the audio levels might have been boosted a little bit this time for this set of cams, which is fine. Watching a battle here between Clindy and Castro.
I think so. The audio is pretty good.
Okay. Neon and Pinero. So you said Pinero smacked the wall.
Yeah, so in the lap 2, 3, 4, they have a side-by-side in turn 1 and 2, and Pinheiro hit the wall in the exit on turn 2. I still think 2 is 4, but it's 2. So, and he is now in 16. For sure, it's damage in the side. I don't know what it's saying in English.
Yeah, on the side pod. Yeah, I think it might have damage on the side pod. We don't really have a camera angle on that. We'll try to get a close-up of his car. Next time it comes around, there goes Antonio underneath him. He is a little slower in the corners than everyone else, or at least on the straights. In the corners...
Oh, yeah, he have a damage. I can see him on my camera, actually. Yeah, it's really, really bad damage over there.
It looks like he has something on the right front end plane of his front wing, for sure. Let's get with Estrada.
And you know what the problem when you have that kind of damage in this short track? Your car is not running at all.
There's no place to rest and there's no place to hide.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get a back-end shot out of the rear of Estrada if he can pass him, although Antonio is Adriano not giving up. Easy, there's contact!
Oh, no.
And that is day done for Adriano.
The yellow flag is out.
And, yeah, a lot of net code there. A lot of net code. There you see it right there. Right in the corner of, on the exit of 2 there. And there was about a wheel width on Antonio's car. There was no real contact there. Just close racing.
Oh, what about day for Piñeiro?
Yeah. Mercifully, it was a quick. It was a quick day for him. he didn't lose a lot of time, racing this one with a broken race car. It's over in 15 miles. So, unfortunately, that is it for Pinheiro, but we will see him Tuesday night over on the Elite Racing Network for the Elite Racing League's Round 2 race at Chicagoland.
And even it's not full at Estrada. Actually, I don't know if you. Oh, is another car in the track? I see Logan Edwards in the track. It's another incident with Dibble Moscovite in turn 4. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Okay, this must have happened separately about the same time. So we are watching that battle between himself and Moskowitz. There's the caution behind him. So that was very clear. So they're going into 3 now. And the caution has just come out, and they both get into each other there as well. So some unattended, a second incident that had nothing to do with the first one, although it might have occurred because of the second one, because of the caution, and everyone may be checking up a little bit. But in terms of a direct cause, no. Indirect cause, possibly. And that's Logan's going to be on pit road for a lengthy repair. He's back underway now.
In chat, Adriano Piñeiro said it was net code, Rob, so all good, and he's right. On turn 2, he have a net code with Robert Adriano in the first contact in lap 2, and then it's coming back to all what you see now with the incident. Once again, net code around the track.
Coming to green flag this time coming to lap 17 for the restart. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night sprint and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. If you're unable to donate to the broadcast, please do the next best thing and support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell to help the algorithm so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Green flag in the air, lap 17 back underway. Leader is Pizarro, Malechka, Oster, Mitch, and Castro, your top 5. I'm just going to warn everybody in advance, and there's Clindy with a move underneath Castro there, that I am having, I think, infrastructure issues here. It's a very cold night in central Indiana, and I think it's impacting some of the way that the infrastructure is working around here. So I'm kind of getting some intermittent signals. So if for some reason we should drop out, we will do our best to return. If not, unfortunately, that is how the infrastructure gods handle things sometimes. They giveth and they taketh away. Right now, watching a battle for 5th and 6th. This is Castro in that Visa car. Did you see the Formula One livery debuts today?
I was in my job, so in between my breaks, I saw Williams, all the stuff. Yeah, everything is because 5 years. The first race made it by Formula One, so everything is gonna be like a fancy stuff. Yeah, I see the Williams car,
the Red Bull, the second Red Bull car with the Visa sponsorship specifically on the side. That doesn't look too bad. A white car, white and blue car.
Yeah, they have the name, this Italian name. It's like a Red Bull, but in Italians.
Toro Rosso, yeah. Or at least it used to be Toro Rosso.
Yeah. Frank Dos, I think so, was the old Yeah, but they have a different name. I don't know. But yeah, I really saw it kind of good to imitate some things happen in the curly sport, like NFL or whatever stuff, like a NASCAR stuff, like a presentation of the car. So they try to do it like for the anniversary, the Formula One, since 1950, the first race.
Now keep in mind they're celebrating their 75th. Don't forget, IndyCar has been doing it for well over 100.
Yeah.
So when they get to 100, come give me a call, Formula One. But until then, IndyCar got you covered.
You know what is funny? In between the IndyCar and IndyCar was also over there, they have also races in saying the name is Grand Prix. So it's not Formula One, but it's named the Grand Prix. They have a lot of Grand Prix around the Europe. So all started in the before First World War. They have a break, and then they came back after World War II, when many drivers, they have to go to the war.
Yeah.
They forced to go to the war. I know one Chilean guy. He was in the main one with all of these Ascari, Caracciola things, and he had to go for the French army to the war. And he was, for sure, he lost his life over there. But he was one of the Chileans mains in Grand Prix. Also, Ascari, also Fangio, also too. And then they make it the Formula One in 1950, FIA Grand Prix Formula One, whatever I'm saying. But yeah, it's if you want statistics, IndyCar is more old.
Yeah.
But if we talk about the organization, Formula One have 75 anyway.
Yeah, 75 years. They've been around as not necessarily as an organizing body. Here's a pat look to the inside for Malechka for the lead over Pizarro side by side. Passing contact,
oh, no!
And Pizarro into the wall. Caution.
One sec. Oh, I don't know when it's nothing.
Run out of room on the high side. Let's just take another look at that again. Don't have an awful lot of...
And Maleska said, we even close together. So I really agree.
And that's a bad angle right there. Can't even see the contact. So we'll get a better angle here. And again, it is hard going out there. It is not easy to pass right now. It is not very easy to pass. We'll watch this on the high side, and, well, not actual contact. Netco did take over, but it was very, very close. And unfortunately, our pole sitter is gone the way of Pinero. So 2 cars that started in the top 4 already out.
Yeah, all because Netcode. Still, I tried to hear what he said, Robert.
And I think Castro stayed out. He is going for track position, knowing that it is hard to pass out there. But Castro, 34 laps into his stint on very old tires. Coming out behind him is Malechka, is Oster, is Clindy. So I think Castro trying to get closer to that 50 lap mark and possibly turn this into a one stopper or close to a one stopper to the end. It should be a one stopper now for everybody, to be honest. Now they've all done their stop, so Castro, I think, is hoping for more caution. open speculation by the non-driver expert here on the program. So we'll leave that up to LGN to make the call on. But Castro, your leader, Malechka second, Oster third, Clindy fourth, Mitch in fifth. That is your top five. Lights are still on the pace car. They go out. But if you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split coming to you from Phoenix. We've completed now 35 of 100 laps. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like and also hitting our GoFundMe page. You can monetarily support our broadcast team here by going to our GoFundMe page and make a donation there. No matter the amount, is greatly appreciated. We do realize times are tough. So any patronage you can give us, we would greatly appreciate. Thank you very much. Getting ready to go green. Coming to lap 36 of 100. Like, share, and subscribe to the program. Got some big news later that if we catch a yellow, we'll talk about. But coming to the green flag, Castro, Malechka, Oster, Clindy, Mitchell, and then Ward, Taylor, Shadid, Romanzini, and Collins, your top 10. Slow restart this time for Castro. Ward taking a peek on the outside of Mitch. Now he goes to the inside. And Ward's going to get that position.
Uh-oh.
Mitch's going to get a big run on him.
Yep.
Oh, Oster and Clindy. Clindy's going to stay high. And he tucks back in. Here comes Taylor. One win already this season on the top split at Richmond underneath Mitch. And I don't know if Mitchell likes to be called Mitch or not. It's just, that's what, Mitchell is actually a family last name in my family history. And I always remember that my dad always used to call one of my uncles Mitch all the time. So if you don't like it, let me know.
Don't have any problem with that because I think everybody is about the messenger about your names and things, and you're always open to that, so it's pretty good.
Romanzini in 9th, running down Trey Shadid, Jacob Collins all by himself in 10th, and for Porty Moskowitz, Weedman, Crash Neon, Estrada, Weedman underneath Moskowitz, who's already had an adventure someday already. And then he opens the door for Crash behind to attack. Your biggest gainer right now is Weedman. He's up 7 spots. Castro up 6, but a lot of that from just staying out on that last pit stop.
So, Dane Tucker in the chat say, how do you pass on this track? It is really
it
good
is
question.
tough. You're wide open for much of the lap, and let's ride with let's go ahead and ride with Jacob here. Let's ride with him. Listen how much look at how much throttle input we're at 100% right here. He goes up to 6th gear, still at 100%. Cracks the throttle a little bit going into 1 and 2. Off the throttle a little bit and 100% throttle all the way down. This is where they will crack the throttle here. Change of gear, back into throttle almost immediately. I mean, for a mile oval, you are in the throttle for a lot of the lap here. More so than Milwaukee, and even more so than the New Hampshire. You are in the 100% throttle a lot here for a 1 mile oval. The only other mile oval that I could think of that you're in the throttle that much. And it really doesn't, it's not a traditional IndyCar track. It's Dover.
Yeah, I think of the same thing too. Yeah, it's really tough to pass over here. You have to be patient for a lot, and waiting for the mistake. But with Oster and Malechka, you put it on the camera, Oster. It's really tough to find the mistake on Malechka on the front to you, and your best bet is just be patient, try to find your pace, try to find your point break, because your point when you left the throttle in turn 4 and 3 and 4, and how you approach in turn 1 and 2. That's sorry, 3 and 4. 2. Sorry, that's the 2. So it's really tough, and the question is like, be patient.
Look, when IndyCar, if IndyCar ever goes back here, I am petitioning to call old turns 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and old turns 3 and 4, 3 and 4. I don't care. But how often, and we're watching this battle over the shoulder here of Oster on the Robbie Gordon cam. How often does Malechka make a mistake? Not very often. So, I mean, it's just you got to be there to capitalize, and he is just riding along. They're undoubtedly working together, but it really would take a mistake in order for, I think, Oster to get up there and really want to pass him. But he's there. He's attacking.
So, to be honest, we are human, so we make a mistakes, but it's a slightly mistakes, and he can cause the opportunity, like Clendy and also Ward on the back, try to follow Oster, and yeah, that's the only problem too. When you follow this guy on the front to you and you wait for the mistake, you're getting sleep, and you can get past for these 2 guys on the back.
Jacob Collins having a problem down the backstretch right now as he's getting the freight trained by everybody on the high side. I wonder if he hit the wall, because he is cycling to the back right now. He was up on the bottom portion of the top 10, and he is now all the way back to 16th.
For sure he hit the wall, like Adriano did.
Ward in 4th as he now looks on the low side of Oster to try to get that spot, as the top 2nd, 3rd, and 4th have all, and 5th, Clendy's there as well. They have all grouped up now. They probably know that if this goes green for the rest of the way, that Castro is kind of a sitting duck, that he is just going to have to pit and end up going a lap down. So we will watch Castro, as now he has a 3.9 second, 4-second lead over Malechka, and he still has to come to pit road almost any time now. Almost any time. Here's a battle with Wetz and Taylor. Taylor's going to cycle back this time as Lilac and Wetz got a pass on Taylor, and now here comes Collins. Again, wondering if Taylor maybe smacked the wall, or he is now on a schedule to try to lengthen this last run to get to the finish. Romanzini, Mitchell, Shadid, Fraporti, and Weidman are your top 10, bottom portion of the top 10.
You can figure out Castro went from the group 4.5 seconds. So you can figure out now, you understand now, Castro's going for fuel, Mach 1, just...
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
He has nothing to lose at this point. It is full rich, full burn for Castro. He needs to put as big of a lead down as possible to make that delta when he does come to pit road as short as possible. Here is Clendy to the inside of Jacob Oster, and right with him is Romanzini. And because of losing that little bit of momentum, Romanzini there for the position. He's looking underneath, and he is going to, well, not get it, because the high line in 1 and 2 is the way around. And here's Clendy. He does the changeover and gets underneath Oster. They're still side by side through 3 and 4. Down the front stretch into 1. And Clendy actually pulls that off. And now here comes Romanzini. One little blip of the throttle. That's all it takes here at Phoenix. Just, there's nothing to it. And all the while, folks, we missed Josh Ward getting around Robert Malechka.
Yeah, after the big battle with him, just a couple laps, and now he's in the front. But I think Robert is like chill, quiet. We have to save fuel. We still have 39 to go. I have to go to the end.
Oster giving up now 2 positions. Is Mitchell underneath Oster? Here we got that battle for now second has become a 4-car battle as they are in diamond formation like the Thunderbirds. Here they come off the corner. It is still Ward. It is still Malechka. Romanzini now edges out Clindy for 4th. Clindy back to 5th. 63 of 100. These are ticking off really, really quick. Hey. Romanzini just lost a front wing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure when that happened, but it was really weird. It just kind of dropped off the car, and I think he got into the back of Ward.
Ward, yes, and turn 3. He missed the. He misunderstand the position of Ward. He thought he's gonna make he gonna give the position outside, but he closed the door and he make a contact.
And Castro on pit road for his scheduled stop, so that turns the lead over to the votive season 1 champion, Josh Ward. Now, as he is now getting attacked back by Robert Malechka, and you're right, I think Malechka's like, yeah, I'm gonna play it cool and chill. And then as soon as Castro gets out of the way, and we're now back battling for the lead, because, you know, why race harder? Race smarter when you don't have to pass Castro, right? So now Malechka now attacking Ward. Here comes Oster back. Oster on the high side of Clindy. Clindy, no place to go. We're 2 by 2, 2 rows deep. Like the start of the race, except at 200 miles an hour. The track record here set back in 2017 with the last vintage of the first of the last year of the DW12. I should take that back. Yeah, last year of the DW12. Helio Castroneves, a speed of 194.9. So we weren't quite that fast in qualifying, but we were pretty close to that number. The most career wins here at Phoenix is pretty much a list of who's who of IndyCar royalty. Allenser Sr. has 6 wins, Gordon Johncock 5, Mario Andretti, Uncle Bobby, Lone Star JR, AJ, Sneva each have 4, and Rick Mears has 3. Moskowitz on the outside of Weidman one more time. 70 of 100. Malechka back to being running the point, as Ward now has gone back to 4th. Again, just one little interruption, and you lose multiple spots. Here's Moskowitz on the inside of Wetz. This is for 9th. Right behind him is Neon and Estrada. That's also a battle for position. Everybody you see here in the picture, with the exception of Andre Castro, when he's on the track and he's a little bit outside of the picture, not on the lead lap. Same as Bruno Romanzini, not on the lead lap. So 16 cars. That does include Logan Edwards after getting repaired. He is still on the lead lap. LGN, should I make our big announcement for June?
You have to make them big announcement for June, especially with all of these people over here, and he want to.
Yeah, we'll talk about it here as we will watch. Let's get on a battle here. Ward and Mitchell. And while we watch this battle, got an important message here about what we got coming up in June. P1 Broadcasting is excited to announce a brand new Crown Jewel event for the iRacing IndyCar community, a 600-kilometer, 186-lap battle at Michigan International Speedway on June 7th, 2025. An all-star, invite-only roster of the IndyCar iRacing community will take the grid, competing for over $175 in prizes, including payouts to the winner, pole sitter, hard charger, and halfway leader, or the halfway challenge. Stay tuned for more details and entry applications. June 7th at Michigan will be another one of those Michigan races to remember.
Finally, I hear kilometers in America. They
Well,
used to, but they stopped to do it.
well, originally the joke. Well, I don't know how joking it was. I told when Murphy came to me and says he wanted to do something special for the challenge. Here's a battle between Forporti and Ward. Forporti on the high side, getting the position. I said you got to do something different. You know, we just can't have another 500 miler somewhere. You can't just have another race that has been done someplace else on another channel. I wanted to be different. So I remember when I used to play IndyCar Racing 1 and 2 back in the day, you could change the lengths and distances of races to even exceed, if you wanted to race an Indy 600, you could. If you wanted to race a Michigan 600, you could. And I originally suggested, let's do like a 600. And everyone's like, whoa, okay, 500's fine, but I don't know if I can handle an extra 100 miles. So so we decided on kilometers instead, so just to make it sound different. But it still should be fun, and we know that these guys, all these guys and gals that we watch in all these races throughout the entire community, when it comes to Michigan, everyone steps up, and we know we can put on a good race there, whether it's 100 laps, 125 laps, or 186 laps.
So for sure it's gonna be for our first, also for make this for the community, and also for our first anniversary.
Yeah, our first anniversary. Yep.
For the broadcast, it's pretty good though. And it's open setup, so don't forget that. It's,
open setup. It will be open setup.
Setup.
All you open setup pros, you could get on in there. Won't have to worry about fixed setup, and there's still going to be big wrecks in open setup races, though. Well, I like Zier getting around Crash Neon, moving her up to 11th.
How crazy is how crazy all of this is? Now Maleska, Oster, and Clendy on the front, and Josh Ward is going to sticks. Try to lose. It's gonna be lose a position with.
Yeah, I wonder if he maybe used up the tires, or maybe he hit the wall and we didn't see it. 17 to go, everybody.
Oh, okay. He tried to save fuel.
Okay.
Josh Ward. That's the one he told to Tricia did to make a pass.
And again, if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of round 10 of 12. Just a couple more to go here for this season of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, coming to you from Phoenix, where Robert Malechka currently leads. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. Also, don't forget your commentary team by sending a donation to our GoFundMe campaign. Link is in the description. We would appreciate it. How's this going to turn out? Is this going to turn into a fuel? I would imagine that just knowing Malechka and Oster and Clendy, that it's covered fuel-wise up front. I can't imagine that they have to come to pit road one more time for a splash and go.
In between they make okay, so I have a here. They make it for 10 laps, make it 20.1, 20.4, 20.3 seconds around the track. So now it's 19.4 and also it's 19.8. So you can figure it out in 10 to 12 laps. Actually it's more, 19.9. So he saved a lot of fuel for maybe for 30 laps around, because this is the time we have to make around the track. It's 19.5, 19.4, but he already making 19.9, 20.1. That's slow. So in all that time he saved a lot of fuel.
Here is Dave Mitchell attacking Clendy now. This is for the bottom step of the podium, coming to 10 to go, this time by Malechka only up 1 spot. Oster only up 3. Your biggest gainer of the day is Fraporti up 13. He's been making the passes work, LGN. Everyone else has been kind of struggling with the passes a little bit.
I think he thinking about the same like Robert. Save fuel, waited for the moment, and now he can go fuel, go for it for the Brazilian. So it's 13th spot, and Waitman
is right behind him at 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Josh Ward now back to 8th after leading at one point. And here comes Weidman around the Brazilian. Move Weidman now into the top 5. 8 to go here at Phoenix. Robert Malechka counting a little bit of lap traffic, and Logan Edwards. Logan stays to the inside, gets out of the way. Robert goes on by, leader by 1.8 over Oster. And we'll pick up this battle between Clindy and Mitch, although I think it's kind of cooled off as Clindy is now pulled away a little bit. Go back to this group that has Shadid, Ward, Estrada, and Zier. Estrada up 10 spots. He's had a very good, productive day. The boss making his way known. Robert Malechka through 1 and 2, down the back stretch into 3 and 4. 4 to go at the line. In front of him is Matt Taylor. Matt trying to stay on the league lap. Oh, Josh Ward. Something happened to Josh Ward. He used the apron a little bit, so maybe he's trying to shorten the track.
He go to the pit.
He's going to the pits. He's out of fuel. And then we're watching a battle between Estrada and Lilac Zier. This is for 8th and 9th. Meanwhile, up front, 3 to go. Robert around Castro one more time. Castro missing that front wing. Two to go at the line now. These laps ticking off at a fearsome rate. 19 seconds. Around, he gets around, Taylor. Coming to the white flag in the air for Robert Malechka. One more time around for the series points leader. Going around Ward, putting him in lap down, unfortunately. A former leader down the backstretch one more time. And it's very elementary at this point. Robert Malechka, another win here in the Oval Series. Winner at Phoenix. Oster in second. Clindy in third. And the more things change, the more things stay the same. You could put a different name on the track, but really these standings always kind of stay the same here. It is Robert Malechka again with the dub. He gets the win over kind of teammate, but definitely someone he works with a lot. Jacob Oster in second, Clindy in third. Mitchell with a good top 5 and 4th. Weidman, he is your hard charger today, up 15 spots to 5th. Great run for him. Shadid in 6th. Zier 7th, Fraporti in 8th, Collins in 9th. Collins recovers. We saw Collins kind of fade to the back, and he comes forward, I think, by saving some fuel and gets a top 10 out of it. So good tactical run for him if that's what he did. And Moskowitz had an adventuresome night, but brings it home in 10th. Top 10 on a top split race is definitely a good finish to finish the night off. Especially in a race like this, it was so tough to pass. We got Antonio in 11th, Taylor 12th, Ward 13th, Neon in 14th, Edwards in 15th, and then we got Castro who led a bunch of this race, but unfortunately had to pit, and then we had no more cautions after that. 16th, Romanzini 17th, Wetz 18th, Pizarro and Pinero, who both started up in the top 4, both with incidents, I think, off Robert, but I think a lot of it was netcode, unfortunately. Both had their days ended early, 19th and 20th.
It was all netcode,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So Castro, he lead 30 laps, and Pizarro 30 laps too, and Robert 37. And Josh Ward 3 laps of lead. So crazy, especially with the fuel mileage we have today over here, and also then the net codes again.
All right. All right, let's get into the interview room and see who would like to talk to us and talk about this race and how difficult it was to pass. And Clinty's already there. We will bring him up into the room, and here he is. Clinty, man, thanks for joining us. 100 laps of following the leader almost. How tough was it to pass out there? It looked like it was very challenging. You could get them past. We obviously there were people that were getting them done, like West improved 15 spots. For Porty improved over 10 spots, but it was tough going out there for a lot of people, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was strategy really that was the play of the day today. I mean, if you were on the right strategy and saved the correct amount of fuel, you passed 10 guys immediately, straight up, if you started last, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take away Tony and Adriano, who had trouble, but there are 10 other guys who were on the wrong strategy or didn't save enough fuel. And if you started dead last, you would finish, 10th instead of 20th. But Wes found the way around 5 more guys, and I don't know how he did it. I was up front, so I'll have to go back and watch it. But shout outs to him, man. Coming back from 20th up 15 spots, that's really impressive. I really, I'm not to say I'm frustrated, but when Josh Ward blitzed by me, Oster, and Rob at the end, I'm like, no, you can't do that. You're just going to let Rob save all the fuel he needs to push to the end. And he did exactly that. I think Rob stayed behind Ward for 10 laps, maybe, just sucked up right behind his attenuator, probably threw it in map 5 and coasted and threw in a bunch of weight jacker, right? I bet you he hit close to almost 5 miles a gallon cruising behind Josh. He was probably hitting high 4s. And it was really difficult for me to hit a 3.8. I think a 3.8 was the highest MPG I hit that last run, and we needed to average a 3.6 to make it to the end from where we stopped. So I crossed the line with 1/10 of a gallon in the tank, which is exactly all I needed to hold off Dave Mitchell. And he sent it on me twice, and I chopped his nose both times. I know there's no money for this championship, and Rob and Jacob are the guys I'm racing. So if I wanted any shot at beating them, I knew I had to keep Dave behind me. And by the time I knew I was good on fuel with 4 to go, Jacob Oster was just too far ahead for me to push, and the tires were so old, I couldn't really get there. And then, I caught that lapper on the last lap, and I thought Dave was going to get me again, but I learned from my mistakes at Michigan, and I just cut him off. I said, you're going to ship me, and we're both going to die, or I'm going to finish third. And that's exactly where I finished, was third today. So it was very uneventful for me. I mean, I think I passed Josh Ward and Matt Taylor on the very initial part of the race, the start of the race. And then I was stuck behind Andre before we got that yellow that split the strategies, and then he stayed out. And then when Tony and Adriano wrecked, those were the other positions I made up, right? So I really only passed Josh Ward today. So not very eventful at all for me, despite being around cars and saving gas for nearly 60 laps.
Yeah, tough night, tough sledding, but still bring it home third. Shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors.
I'm pleased to be third, man. Yeah, I've got tons. First and foremost, on Sunday night, the Votive Racing League will be here under the lights with a setup made by Robert Malechka III, the dude who whipped my butt today and won this race. So come watch that. I'm sponsored by them, the VRL, the Votive Racing League. We're going to put on a great show for you tonight, Sunday night at 8:30 Eastern, right here on P1 Broadcasting. Shout out to P1 Broadcasting. If it wasn't for P1 Broadcasting, I wouldn't have this amazing team. I wouldn't have an amazing opportunity to be in the booth with Mark Murphy on Monday nights, or to broadcast the VOR series on their channel with Gary on Fridays and Saturdays. And when IIS starts, I'll be calling some of those races too. So I really look forward to the rest of the season on P1, plus, the Hoosier 500, which we'll be doing later this year, and then the P1 600 at Michigan in June. So mark your calendars for June 7th. I'm not sure if Gary plugged it on the broadcast, but I will now. It's Mark Murphy's baby. It's going to be one whale of a show. Hopefully they let my creds in. I'm going to apply to be in the race with my Rogue Racing teammates. So shout out to them. They help me get faster every week. Big shout out to Jacob Collins. He and I really hit the books in the 1 hour before this race session. Basically, I did the 5:15 Eastern slot, and I got creamed by Pinheiro. He walked away from me 2/10 a lap. So we ran in 1 hour. We ran 6 different bar combinations, 6 different jacker combinations, and then we broke down qualifying. And if it wasn't for him, I would not have been able to finish third today. So Jacob, thank you so much. You are an all-star. And then shout out to my cousin, my number one fan, Craig Segerman. He runs Segerman Farms in Mononk, Illinois. If you need any agribusiness needs, want to purchase Whiffle hybrids, or need any sort of heavy machinery like CDL septic truck delivered to you, he can do that for you from Mononk, Illinois. And then shout outs as always to my friends and family back home. I know I've got friends watching in Champaign-Urbana, so Hillary and Catherine, if you're watching, hello. My mom, my dad in Washington. I know my dad's having a hard time at work, worse than I am. He's a federal employee, so cross your hearts and poke your eyes for him and hope it doesn't get any worse. I love you, Dad. Love you, Mom. I'll see you guys hopefully pretty soon. I know that no spring trips are going to happen to see the cherry blossoms in DC this year, but we'll see maybe next year or sooner than that. I think that's everyone I need to thank, but Gary, as always, thank you for the broadcast. LGN, thank you so much for being on the call, and I'll get out of here so you can talk to the top 2 who are way faster than me.
You got it, buddy. Go celebrate and take the rest of the evening off. Congratulations on the P3.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring up Jacob Oster. And here is Jacob. Hey, Jacob, tough going out there. Looks like everyone was just kind of trying to hit a number and following everybody in line. Not much racing. You did pass 3 guys to get the second spot. But, talk about your night. Was it eventful? Was it kind of boring out there? You tell me.
Oh, it's kind of par for the course for fixed these days. You have a caution right at the fuel window. Everyone's got a safe fuel, and yeah, that's about it. Shout out to Jason Bro for telling me to go faster, even though he did not know the situation. So screw you, Jason. I want to pass cars anyways.
Well, he's always the go fast and pass cars type of guy, anyways. But
terrible crew chief. Information.
Well, other than that, it just typical fixed series race. Nothing out there, just And then at one point you were kind of hanging out with Rob, and then he kind of took away at the very end and kind of ran away with it. Was there any hope in catching him, or just another one of Rob's days and everyone was hoping to finish second?
I think it's one of those par for the course. Robert Malechka, Jacob Oster 1-2s. I just didn't. We were both saving fuel pretty hard. I think he got the number a little bit faster than I did, and it really wouldn't have made much of a difference anyways. I think with how many laps ahead you have to set up to pass to get the run, we would have had to have like an extra 10 laps for me to be within like 6/10, and then also try and get a pass. I think it would have taken a bit, just given how much on throttle time you're on here. So
yeah,
it is what it is. I've crashed a couple in the last few races, so I'll take some rating hits up in the ranking. Shout outs,
friends, family, sponsors.
Well, shout out to Rob for helping me figure out what tools to run, and for Phil and Hamilton for sitting there and telling us go faster.
Great advice. Sound advice. Well, congratulations on the P2. Kind of a frustrating one out there. I understand that you'd even calling the action. It's just like it just looks so hard to pass out there and everything. And then everyone was trying to hit a number. We understand. So congrats on the 2, and we'll catch you at the next race.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to ask a question to Robert here because I'm wondering if he's feeling much the same. Before we bring him up into the booth real quick, I didn't get a chance to show the points. Here are the points coming into today's race. It is Robert, then Clindy, then Pinero, then Richards, Taylor, Pizarro, Quilla, Shadid, Collins, and PDF. That is your top 20 in points right there. That is your top 10 I just named off. It should be a nice paying day for everybody that finished well today with over a 5K rate or 5K strength of field. So if you finished well, you're going to move a little bit in the points or maybe gain on the person in front of you. Let's bring up Robert now. Here he is. Hey, Robert. Good day for you. I mean, I don't think you can really say anything went wrong. I mean, the when person stayed out in front of you, you knew they had to stop, so you really didn't have to race them too hard. All you had to do was hit your number. I think lap traffic even got, or not even lap traffic. I think somebody came up and raced you. I think it was Josh Ward for some laps. You got behind him to maybe even help your number a little bit. And then once you got to your number, race was on, you passed them, and then took away with it. It seemed like almost a typical Robert Malechka style race, but it was very tough to pass here. And I'll ask a follow-up question on the pass, but talk about your race here and the plan and everything. It did seem kind of really straightforward. Robert Malechka type of day, Robert Malechka kind of strategy.
Yeah, first I have to apologize to Adriano and Tony. Mainly to Tony there. I mean, with Adriano's really not good. Like just not great. Just we touched with like a 5-foot gap and just shot him straight into the wall. And then yeah, with Tony, I just was following him for the last 20 laps. I'm like, okay, he's running this exact line every time exit of 4, and I'm like, okay, I know exactly where I'm going to drift up. Because it is hard to pass, like you mentioned, and he just. I mean, obviously it's my fault. I initiated the contact, but he was like a lane off, basically what he was running every time I exit, and just caught me off guard. So, but yeah, still sorry to Tony. It's still my fault for initiating the contact, but yeah, kind of mucked up Q there. Just wasn't clean on my end, which I was kind of surprised I was even still P2. And then kind of settled in, knew it would be hard to pass, and finally kind of started rolling there. Got by Tony, unfortunately, with zero contact, and then yeah, I knew from there it was a pretty big save. And just committed to the number at first. Third the save, I was like right on it in map 5, and just looking coasting, and just stay committed to that. Saw some guys were pushing to get the lead. Let's get out front. I'm like, you know what, just go by. Extremely surprised by what the number was due to second car in line, and that really gave me a margin to kind of release myself with about 15 to go there, and ultimately come out with a pretty good, sizable lead there at the end.
This track, I don't know about maybe the legacy version of Phoenix, which I think we're going to next season, or at least I believe it's on the schedule. I think race is a little bit better than this track. What would make, and I know the community used to have some input into the setups for fixed setup races for the IndyCar races, but we don't anymore. What would make this car race better here at this version of Phoenix Raceway versus the old legacy version, to make passing maybe a little bit more easier or something like that? Because for points, yeah, it just looked like it was follow the leader and hit your fuel number, and that was it, kind of type thing.
Yeah, that's a good question, right? I mean, honestly, it's kind of the complaint of every real-life racing series where it's like you want tire wear, right? And unfortunately here, whether it's day or night, hot or cold, there's not much fall-off. Yeah, just I guess if we could have more tire wear, right, it would make the racing good, because then you would have, in theory, comers and goers. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun. Kind of like, I think Iowa is probably our best short track when it comes to tire wear. Even though it's not even close to realistic on fall off, but if we could fall off at least like half a second, I think that would really open up the racing, and just really that. And then just I wish we could figure out the netcode /connection situation. Like we
either don't touch or like we barely touch, and like some cars completely wrecked, right? And makes we really saw firsthand here where it can really affect racing. Where like it's hard to make a pass. You have to be pushing it to kind of go to the limit there, and I personally I felt like I was close to the limit both times, and without the contact, like I think we would easily both survive and go on and live to fight another day. But unfortunately, the situation we have right now, it's not great. So yeah.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone want to say hi to before we let you go?
Shout out to my crew chief, Phil Krause. He really did nothing. Just thought I'd give him credit. Hung out with Jason and Hamilton, or not Jason, sorry. Jacob and Hamilton. Screw Jason. We kind of hung around there and figured out what to do with the setup 15 minutes before. So we got lucky where we found something that worked right away and was able to capitalize on it.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win. Go get the rest on a well-deserved rest. A nice 5K strength of field win here to help the pad that points lead in the championship. Only a couple more races left here this season, so on the road to another championship possibly with 2 more weeks. We shall see. But congratulations on the big win today.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Take care.
Yeah. All right. And that is Robert Mleczka in the podium. LGN, tough sledding out there for everybody today, really. It's follow in line, hit your number. Maybe the guy in front of you has a bigger number and needs a hit and can't race as fast as you, and that's how you get some of the passes. Not a lot of passing going on there. Some people made those passes happen. Wes Weedman, one of them. For Porty, another one of them. Estrada made a lot of passes. Lilac made a lot of passes. But for a lot of folks at the front, the passes occurred mainly due to attrition and just outlasting the guy in front of you when they couldn't make the fuel mileage anymore.
Yeah, so we see in the chat when Cocker said, Jane Cocker, how you gonna pass the people over here? It's tough, especially with this track. Is especially for NASCAR, means the net code in this car is kind of sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I guess in my mind. So they make this track for NASCAR, and the car on NASCAR is kind of wide, and they have at least many opportunity to make many net code and nothing happen with the car. So here with us, with this car, every single touch you have with the side by side with the car in this track, it's gonna be a net code. For sure, we saw in New Hampshire last week in the ISRL, and it's gonna happen always when we come in over here and the new Phoenix. So it was a tough race. For sure, Mleczka is one of the cleanest guys around, and for sure it feels so bad when you have a contact with one of the cleanest Brazilian we see in the IndyCar with Adriano, and then we have with another contact with Pizarro, and wins like that. For sure, for me, it's not really nice because it's happened to me one day in Iowa. I killed like 3 people or 4 people with netcode, and I won the race. And it feels like sucks. It really sucks, especially with all of these new things and NASCAR and stuff. So I don't blame them. I just blame iRacing because still with this problem and then not fix it for us. So to have a good battle around on these things. So next week's gonna be Homestead, Miami.
Homestead.
We are 2 to go. And the last one is Legacy Atlanta with the last hour winter time. So after that, we are come back to the summertime. Woohoo!
8:15. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting that in summer. So good race for Mleczka, Ulster, and Clendy for sure. And yeah, see you on next week on Homestead, Miami.
Checking chat. Scott says, can we make an open race for the 600? Yes, the 600 will be open setup. And I'm not sure how the invites will be handled, but pay attention to the iRacing IndyCar community Discord server as well as the P1 Discord server for more details. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Phoenix. Robert Maleshka with another win this season. Jacob Oster finishes second. Clindy finishes in third. Join us again next week for round 11, week 11 of season 1 of 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split as the teams and drivers head to Homestead Miami Speedway. Coverage begins around 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 7:15 p.m. Eastern. As always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy and require time and money to produce. Because of your generosity and donations, we've been able to bring you IndyCar Oval action nearly sponsor-free. And if you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated. And we thank you for watching and to make us a part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. You can also send us super chats down at the bottom of the chat just by hitting the dollar bill icon there. And you can send super chats to us that way as well. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe. And while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so I'll miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including tomorrow night, the Formula Indy Series. We got a twin bill at Laguna Seca. Action starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash SimCams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash SimCams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on X and Instagram. Links are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram, and you can follow all of our social links on Linktree or check them out in the description. So, for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gotzo saying to all good night and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Homestead for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split on P1. Good night.